And that's in the United States of America, which I find almost incredible to believe.
Crowbars, rapes. You know, when women try to get away from people who hurt them, I heard somebody say, well, I find it's really hard to believe that you wouldn't call the police. What I do on a national basis is I tell people not to contact the police, because as soon as you walk into court with a DV and children, you're already cutting the throat. You will lose your children. That's the way it is right now. And that's why I did the interview with Chad Taylor, October 20th of last month, and on the 16th of this month, I will probably go to jail for breaking the gag order talking about violence as it relates to my case.
And so tell me about the pictures you have here.
My pictures, they're police photographs of when I had been abused by my abuser, better known as perpetrator.
And then what happened as a result of the abuse?
He was convicted of one in 1995, and that was 2 months after my daughter was born. The rest of them, actually, he was convicted. When he beat me with a crowbar a year later, they actually gave him early release from probation for good behavior, and he was never charged.
And so what happened to your daughter?
My daughter is living with the perpetrator.
And you've been fighting this how long then?
15 solid years. My daughter will be 15. But it was a year before that. The beatings actually began when I was 4 months pregnant. So.
And these are all state of Kansas cases?
This is all in the state of Kansas.
And why did they say that you're an unfit mom?
They never said I was an unfit mom. What they said was I needed to not talk about the violence to my daughter or to anybody else because we don't want it to look bad on Dad. And also the main thing is the court screwed up. And they know they screwed up a long time ago. They did that 10 years ago. They took her. I had my daughter for 6 years. And then without an order, without a hearing, or without a motion from out of the party, the judge on his own wrote an order taking custody of my daughter, giving her to the perpetrator, and I've been put in supervised visits, and that's been 10 years, so I haven't really
And
seen
tell me
it.
about the other picture you have down there.
This picture here, the infamous child's coffin. When I came home from the hospital, you'll notice that particular image there. I gave birth to her emergency C-section after another particularly brutal beating. Medical records and court records. You know, all this is unfortunately too real. When I got home, there was this beautiful child's coffin there.
Just after you gave birth, you're saying?
Yes.
So you have seen this picture. You took this picture.
Yeah, I took this picture.
And where is that coffin today?
It's still in the perpetrator's house, still with my daughter.
Has your daughter ever commented about it?
She sends me images.
So she has definitely seen it then?
She lives with it.
Wow.
She lives with the coffin.
Does your daughter sense any sense of...
My daughter is very terrified. The courts will not protect her. They have not protected her. They will not protect her. They make more money protecting the perpetrator.
So about all your daughter can do at age 15 is
survive.
Become a majority age, and then she's on her own.
And yeah.
And then you can help her.
Yeah.
You're supposed to clean up the internet. What does that mean?
Okay. After my mother died, my daughter's grandmother died, and they refused to allow her to go to her funeral. I did a tribute video for my daughter and for my mother.
Is that online still?
Yes, and that's one of the, Google has locked it. There are people who have collected it. It's a tribute video put to Sinead O'Connor and Peter Gabriel, Don't Give Up. And it's a very positive, beautiful video. I was ordered in April 2009 to take it down or I was going to go to jail. In fact, I was found in contempt of court to serve 30 days in jail and a $1,500 fine. I was allowed to purge myself. It removed that video, which I did, and then they said, and everything was okay. So I come back into court last week, and I'm trying to get unsupervised, which I've been trying to get for 10 years with my daughter, and here comes another contempt. Your Honor, she's in contempt. There's still videos. That video, and then it goes from that video to court documents are online that reference my child, so those need to be removed too. So then they suspended my supervised visitation time, which I couldn't afford anyways at $300 a visit. I've only seen her.
Oh, you have to pay for supervised.
Oh yeah,
and how much does it cost?
It's about $300 a visit because I'm in that new, which all falls under this SRS thing, by the way. You know, the supervised visitation. Okay. private contractors, the more money you make, the better deals that you get. Or you can go into a 2x2 cubicle if you're really lucky and pay $18 an hour at the cheapest. But I've only seen my daughter 3 or maybe 4 times in the past year since my mother died. But that's how it started, and now here we are.
So when they say clean up the internet, what is specifically do they find offensive? I mean, references to your daughter by name?
And or by daughter or grandmother, because the tribute video was so powerful, and it's to my daughter, granny, and mom. Don't give up.
Was your daughter listed in your grandmother's obituary?
Yes, she was.
Do they want the obituary taken offline?
No, they didn't bring that up, not yet, but they will, I'm sure, because I can't have any images, by gosh, of my daughter. Even the image that's at the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights. This is part of an international petition. They actually had the audacity, this is what's funny about Kansas, to call Washington, D.C. and say, we want that image removed because it's a picture of my child.